Ahlan wa sahlan. Hello everybody, and welcome to 1001 Arabian Nights. That's Nights with a K, by the way. Ahlan is a greeting from the Middle East. So welcome to our channel. This is a channel where we tell you all about the ancient stories of the past. Stories that live within us, that have been passed down to us from our ancestors, and now we're passing it on to you. Just take a look at all the wonderful traditions in the world. They all use stories as a way to convey wisdom. Reason being, it is because it's through a story where one can deliver 1,001 messages with 1,001 different meanings, each as potent as the other. Our ancestors knew this, and the Arabs were no strangers to this tradition. In fact, the Arab culture is mainly an oral culture. You see, the big empires of the ancient world, they valued writing and they kept records, but the Arabs, they kept their records on their tongues. These records usually came in the form of poetry, and Arabian tribes would boast of poets who would eloquently recall the history of the tribe as well as its exploits. To emphasize the oral tradition, poets were required to refrain from writing in order to preserve eloquence as well as the beauty that was lost in written words. Eloquence was considered a pillar of chivalry among the Arabs. You see, the oral nature of our culture preserved traditions, such as the Arabic concept of chivalry, as well as poetry, which is passed on from generation to generation across the Arab and Muslim world. In fact, it wasn't until the 20th century where widespread literacy was introduced to the Bedouin population. However, they still keep to their indigenous traditions.
الفارس من خيمته كسب مهرات والسرج اللي دابغوا بالفيلالي بقصة حسين وزين من يعرق عباس بقصة حسين وزين من يعرق عباس من يعرق عباس
خد الدبوس وتوكل مع عيال السلاطين على صالح.
These are just some of the examples of traditions that are present in the Middle East and in the greater Arab world. You know, women have held an integral part in the formation of the Arab culture today. They've held roles that vary widely across the region, roles that are often overlooked and underappreciated. Women such as Khadija, Khawla, Muawiyah, Zenobia have all played a huge role in shaping the Arab culture and identity today. Actually, women like Zenobia are even seen as symbols of resistance and defiance against colonial powers. And let's not forget to mention the mystical and the occult, forces that lurk in the darkness of the desert and the marshes, swaying the winds, causing famine, spreading disease, forces that are not necessarily evil, but not necessarily good either. They're more like ominous entities who strike man with fortune and misfortune, testing him in his journey. And this is exactly what this channel is. It's a journey into the past, a journey into a world that may at first seem disconnected and distant from us, but lies at the very foundation of our worldview and values today. The world today is laid upon the structures built by our ancestors, and so are you. You are the sum total of your ancestors. You are your ancestors, and they are you. So join us as Houston, Iman and Oban bring stories from Arabia and beyond to life. Ahlan wa sahlan fil qana. Welcome to our channel.